Not outstanding?
There's a cannon that goes off at 6 a.m. I'm going to find the power unit to that deal. God almighty. Surely they can wait a little while, right? Fudge a little bit. I think that's a tradition, though.
26 starting.
Yeah. It's a wonderful day outside. Can't wait for the race.
I'm not trying to.
I don't really want to talk about the way I qualified yesterday. Okay. I was looking forward to today.
Perfect, because you're going to end up at the top of the field. So that's where I was going with it.
Yeah, you know, you don't. That's actually where you want to qualify. You know, deep in the field. That's a good place to get started. But it better be today, right? You know, our car's really good in race trim, and we just drug the track too much. You know, you want that splitter down as much as possible, but the second that it touches, you're in a bad way, and it just wouldn't turn in a corner. And I got back, and I was like, guys, I don't know, it just didn't react the same. And about 30 minutes later, they called me back over to motorhome. Well, calm down. We messed up a little bit. The thing was on the ground dragging too hard. And I was like, thank God. I thought I was in big trouble. But I'm looking forward to it. This is an awesome opportunity. This is an unbelievable race. The race fans that come out to watch this race are second to none. So, you know, I'm looking forward to getting up through them. Like I said, the car was really good in race trim. Drove very comfortable. Put up good lap times, consistent lap times throughout the run. Obviously, being back there in dirty air creates a big problem. So you got to get some track position. Hopefully, I can pass some cars on a racetrack. We can come up with some strategy to get the rest of them. Oh, I will. There's no question. I know that there's several cars in front of me that just looking at the lap tracker in practice that we were better than. But, you know, that all goes out the window when you're that far back in dirty air and things like that. It's amazing how much differently the car reacts, you know, back there. So you just got to get it up there. You know, if you can't do it on a racetrack, you got to do it through strategy or something like that. And I feel like we can. And I worked at a Goodyear tire store, and my boss got to race in dirt tracks. Well, I went with him one time and just fell in love with it. I mean, it's everything I ever wanted, you know, in a race. Anybody ever wanted, a fan, racer, anything. It was a good race. There was a huge fight afterwards and a hell of a party. I mean, how's it get any better? That's exactly what we all look for, right? And she was asking me if I'd take a phone call from Richard Childress. I'm like, yeah, right, lady. You know, and I'm looking around all my co-workers thinking, because we used to prank each other all the time. In a body shop, let me tell you something, you pranked each other a tremendous amount. And, you know, nobody was really paying attention or anything, and I'm freaking out here, and I'm like, come on, lady, yeah, whatever. And finally she put Richard on the phone, and I straightened up pretty quick. I had to go to a quiet place. It was DAs running and loud noises everywhere. I was like, hang on just a second, I think I know who you are. And sure enough, 6:30 the next morning, I was on my way to North Carolina, so big day. You know, unfortunately, there's one guy that's had way too much fun. He needs to, you know, it's time to spread it out a little bit, you know, at least for a few years, you know, let him have 1 or 2 more. But he needs to be done for a while. Yes, man. Says it, this lady up here with a 48 hat's going, no. But, you know, every year it gets harder and harder. I said last year I didn't think he was going to be able to do it, and you know, he surprised me and all of us, and, you know, proved that he's a true champion. But I'm telling you, even this year, it's even harder yet. You know, he hasn't won 5 or 6, 7 races. You know, nobody's won. You know, Harvick's won 3 races. He's led 9 laps. I mean, it just shows you how competitive you know, this sport is right now. It's even across the board, and, you know, it really makes up the difference on a racetrack and making good decisions on pit road. I mean, it's unbelievable with the tire and everything, all the circumstances that play out, how well you have to play you know, your hand of cards. I mean, you know, everybody gets a deck of cards. You got to make the best out of it throughout the race, and if you don't, you can have the fastest car in the world and you're not going to get a good finish. My first Cup race, you know, in Loudon, what a big day. You know, my whole family was there, everybody that helped me throughout the years. It just makes you think back, and you know, the biggest thing about Victory Lane is being able to celebrate with all those guys that work their butts off to get you there, you know, and that's the neatest thing, is to be able to give that back to them, enjoy that moment, and carry that moment on throughout the night as long as you possibly can.